Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta. And thank you everyone for tuning in today. And today, do you see something different here?
Yes.
It's not just the girls.
Yeah.
We have a guy here.
Yes.
And his name is A Guy. And his name is Roger Hooks. So
Yes.
Roger, would you like to introduce yourself? Say hi to everyone.
Hello, everybody. I'm Roger Hooks, born here in the Bay Area and raised here in the Bay Area. Enjoy everything about Silicon Valley and actually hate when people say bad things about Silicon Valley. So, love to be here and happy to join in.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And before we begin, don't forget to subscribe below and hit that bell button so that you can get notifications when our chats are uploaded onto our channel, because we'd love for you to follow and subscribe us.
Yes.
All right. So today, what tea are we drinking? So we have this organic turmeric blend tea. It's superfood herbal tea. And this is the first time we're trying it. And let's see what the ingredients are. Organic turmeric, organic ginger, organic lemongrass, organic mint, and black pepper. And did you know that when you have any kinds of foods or drinks with turmeric in it, it has to be coupled with black pepper, because that allows for the absorption of the turmeric into your body.
Really?
So there's a tidbit. There you go.
Okay.
Is there some advantages with turmeric?
Turmeric is very, very good for being anti-inflammatory.
Oh,
So it's an
we all could use
anti-inflammatory,
that.
yes.
Yes.
Turmeric is wonderful. Many health
Okay.
benefits. So let's give it a try. We've had it seeping here.
I didn't
Yeah.
see mine yet.
Well, he didn't seep it, so you can try yours
Yeah,
later,
later,
and give
yes.
us your opinion on
Yes.
that later. But we'll try it.
All right.
Cheers.
I can share some.
Cheers. I love it.
Cheers.
I let mine soak a little bit. Let it marinate.
Yes. Not bad.
It's okay.
It's
It's too
You know, I didn't know
subtle.
the thing about the black pepper. That's very interesting, because when I hear, turmeric and black pepper, I think spicy.
Right. But now you know there's
So
a
if
reason
you
for the
ever
black
do
pepper.
Turmeric in a restaurant, always ask for some black pepper on
Black
the side.
pepper, because that will actually absorb better into your body and get the full effects that it needs to in your body.
Cool.
But it's okay. It's a bit subtle for my taste. I'd love to be able to taste the turmeric a bit more.
Well, we're going to just let
Yeah.
it keep seeping. So we're going to kick it off today with the Whitney Houston family. Apparently, they are thinking about doing a hologram concert in January 2020.
And we did discuss that in one of our earlier chats. So if you
Yes.
missed that,
Here we go
naughty,
again.
naughty, you should have watched it. But we're going to talk about it now.
Yes.
And they've decided to actually go through with it. I don't know who it is. It's either the brother or the sister, or both of them.
Yes.
And
It's probably Pat, because Pat is the executor of the estate, right next to the mom, Sissy Houston. So it's going to be very interesting to see. I just don't understand. What can they give us that we have never seen in person?
Maybe it's for those people that have never seen it. Or craving it so much that they're willing just to take just a little piece. Just a little piece.
Just a little piece. Well, see, I understand a little piece. However, seeing Whitney live, that's one thing. The infractions of her voice, Whitney used to give it. I mean, when you saw Whitney Houston perform, okay, so I'll give you an example. Whitney Houston, whenever she performed, as thin as she was, she would sweat like, my God.
towards the end, she sweat like crazy.
Yeah. But so how are you going to do that? How are you going to make a
You're
hologram
not.
sweat?
It's a hologram.
If you want to be authentic,
We can make the hologram sing. Why not make
make
it
it
sweat?
sweat.
Add a few more special effects to it.
I love it.
And
So,
then splash the people with water when they're shooting.
and then woo! I can feel it. She's here. Oh my God.
I
she's
don't know.
here.
I just think it's one of two things. They're either really crazy, just thinking that people really want to see Whitney Houston in a hologram,
Yes.
or they're just money hungry. That's what I'm thinking.
I
One
agree
of the
with
two.
money
Yeah, I
hungry.
agree with the money hungry.
Yeah.
But to me, it's more like a Disneyland ride or
Disneyland,
versus
right,
Yes.
right.
Something like
Well, we're gonna have to wait to see when January rolls around how
Yes.
well the tickets are selling, and if it's a flop like all the other hologram. We were talking, and what did you say, Roger? There was some
Tupac
other
at,
Tupac had a
Yes.
that.
hologram
Was that a flop?
concert.
I thought it went over well.
I think Tupac went over well, but Michael Jackson's was not as well received.
Michael Jackson had one, and who else
Yes.
had one?
You said ABBA.
Oh, Alba did one. I don't know. It was here in the Bay Area. I think it was Mountain Winery. I never went to it. I'm not gonna go.
Okay.
I was so excited when I found out it was a hologram. I'm not going.
No, we want the real thing.
The real deal.
Yes. Moving right along, my favorite topic, as you know, football.
Football.
It was interesting Sunday. There were some surprises. I am a cowboy because I'm originally from the South, cowboy girl, and since I moved to California, I am a Raider girl. So my Raiders took the field first quarter. I mean, boom, boom, boom. Everything's good. Defense is good. Offense is good. And then all of a sudden, it's like, what happened? And my husband, he's a 49er fan, and he would hold,
Go Niners.
and he would go, well, you see what happened was he just got beat. And I'd say, shut up. I don't want to hear it. So I don't know. I heard that Carr hurt his thumb or something, because he just kind of got out of his game. So I was a little disappointed. I heard, the controversy last year at the Super Bowl, well, the preview to the Super Bowl between the Saints and the Patriots was that call where it was definitely pass interference. I mean, Stevie Wonder could have saw that, okay? So this was the first time they played, real time again. And the score, my God, the Patriots tried to kill the Saints. It was like they didn't want anyone to think that one little play did anything. They were the baddest team, and they are still the baddest team. So,
remove all doubt.
they yes.
Roger here is a semi-pro football player, so I'm sure he has some words to say. What do you have to say, Roger?
Well, I'm a Niners fan, so I'm not feeling bad at all this weekend. There's only one king in the Bay. We all know that. However, I do support all Bay teams, but Niners did well this weekend, and second weekend in a row. So
what do you think about the backup quarterback?
The backup
The
quarterback.
Yes.
backup quarterback?
Yes. What is the name? Garoppolo or Garoppolo?
The Garoppolo.
He's the primary.
Yeah.
The young man that was taking his place while he was out healing. He's a bad little dude. What do you think of him?
I think he's fair. I saw he had a game where he wasn't too sharp. I think he still has some growing to do.
Yes, he is young.
Yeah, and Garoppolo spent a lot of time behind what people are saying the GOAT. I don't call him the GOAT. I don't think anybody in the Bay calls him the GOAT.
Right.
Right. But he is Brady is a good quarterback to serve under, and
Yeah.
you'll learn a whole lot. So Garoppolo certainly did. He came out swinging at the end of the season last year, and this year, after he shook off some cobwebs in the preseason game that he did really poorly at, it looks like he's up and running. So
Okay.
we're looking for a fantastic season, and happy has it starting out great.
Well, good luck.
Hopefully it
Great,
keeps on going.
49ers. We need it.
Yeah.
We need it.
And that was a good score. It was like 41-10 or something.
Oh, it was
Yes.
it was just like,
Removing all doubt.
oh my God. Oh my God.
Removing
Yes.
all doubt for
Yeah.
sure.
Yes. So it was a good game.
Yeah.
So, and this Sunday they will be at home. First regular season game of the year is this Sunday.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that I know are all so excited, and they're praying it's not going to rain. And I'm like, it's going to be 90 degrees, so it
It's
should
gonna
be
be
a
good.
nice.
Do you go and watch it, Roger? Have you been to the Levi Stadium?
I've been to the Levi Stadium many a times. Actually, went to the Super Bowl when it was there.
Oh, nice,
So
nice.
Been there lots of times.
50, Super Bowl 50, right?
Yes.
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 Super Bowl 50.
Yes.
So we're looking forward to another great season.
Repeat. All right. Well, as you know, our girl Wendy Williams has been on vacation, and she's back.
How you doing?
So Monday was her first show of season 11, and she's back. She looks good. The week before, she was on The View.
I saw that, yes.
And you know how we had been talking about, we all knew that the divorce was because of infidelity with her husband. she made a comment that she's living her best life while he's changing diapers. So I think this is a brand new baby. I thought this was like, someone had said that he had indiscretions when in the beginning of their marriage, and there was another child that was the age of their existing son and all of that. This is a brand new baby.
Infant in diapers.
Yes.
So I wonder.
So and on The View, she said there's lots of things that she could, say, okay, we're human beings, we can make mistakes. She goes, but not a baby. And she kept saying that over and over, not a baby. So you keep doing what you're doing, Miss Wendy. We love you. It's nice to have you back. Jerry O did a great job.
He did a fantastic job.
He really did.
Funny guy.
Very funny. I mean, and every day at the, like midpoint, he'd say, I didn't get fired. So he really enjoyed representing you. And I hope you got a lot of rest because you were gone 2 months. So welcome back. And we look forward to lots of more conversations about you.
And before we move on, I just wanted to ask Roger what he thought about the tea that he's drinking.
I have been taking a sip here and there. I could use some sugar, I thought this was sweet tea.
Yeah. Next time I'll make you some Louisiana sweet tea. Yeah, then I know
I've never had sweet. Is it really sweet?
Oh yeah,
it's really sweet.
It's really
I
sweet.
don't like that.
Yeah,
well,
when you make it with pure cane sugar, which is it doesn't affect the glycemic index as bad as white sugar.
Right, for sure.
And we'll just make yours a little lighter.
Yeah, I'll have mine like 25%, please.
Yes. We found when we were out at the tea place a couple of weeks ago, they have a little sign, and you can do 25%, 50%, 75%, or 100%. So you can pick how much sweetness you want. So that was new. That was new to me.
So I'm continuing that. So if you make sweet tea, I want 25%.
Yes, ma'am. We have talked a little bit about, the weather situation and, all of the catastrophic hurricanes and tornadoes. And I am from the South, and it just blows my mind when I see rivers rolling through North Carolina. I mean, it's just like if we were sitting here and we saw water 6 inches high rolling by. And I have always thought about, what are we going to do and how can we impress our government and the governments of the world to collaborate to do something about it. And today on the Today Show, they brought up a topic that just blew my mind. They said that the climate in crisis is severely impacting our children. And I don't mean millennials, I'm talking about teenagers. So there are young teens they had a young girl from Sweden, and she's only 16, and she was in front of Congress here in the United States. And she said to them, I don't want you to listen to me. I want you to hear the words of the scientists. We'll put a link up so that you can check this out. But this is a child.
I saw the video and I saw her, talking. It's pretty amazing as to, she's 16 and she's very concerned about this.
And then they have a 14-year-old from New York. Same thing. And I'm thinking to myself, when I was 14, all I was thinking about was school. And getting good grades. And I think that we as adults, we have to stop being stupid. We have to not let greed drive everything in our life. We cannot be afraid. We cannot let our children have to worry about the condition of the planet.
This is all adult issues that should not be affecting our kids. Should not have to worry about global warming and throwing out stuff in the sea and trying to tell people what to do and pick up the trash and stuff. That's adult issues that shouldn't be. And when I was young, I remember all I cared about was work, going to school, wanting a Rubik's Cube back in the days, and listening to my records. That's music. All I cared about.
It's almost like the adults are running away with reckless abandon, like they were teenagers, and then the teenagers are stepping up, being responsible. But it may be some us as adults. we figure, that's in the future, we won't even be here. The
Right.
kids are like, my house is going to be tore up.
Thank you.
And it takes a child
Yeah.
to actually make us stop and think how much we're affecting the young children nowadays.
And that they had a psychiatrist as part of the conversation, and she said if your child has headaches, if their stomach is upset, if they're just not their normal selves, ask your child, are you worried about something? Because apparently the kids are talking to each other. They're starting these strike sessions where they're going to have schools just strike. The kids are going to walk out of classes. They are really, really worried. And I think it's time. And you know, no disrespect to people, oh, we'll just go to Mars. Well, if you screwed up Earth, what makes you think you're not going to screw up Mars? So why don't you fix what you got? I mean, when you see, I love cruising. And when you go to Alaska and you're there and all of a sudden a glacier just falls
yeah.
right in front of you. I mean, I don't mean I mean a glacier. And you think to yourself, oh my God, that the infrastructure, the core had to completely dissolve for it to just dissipate like that.
Oh, you meant cruise ship cruising. I thought you were King and Story cruising.
Oh, back in the day. Yes, I used to love that too. My brother had a 65 Chevy with all the lifters and all that stuff.
And then you're talking about the glaciers, yes,
Yes.
they're falling in front of you.
They're falling in front of me. Yes. So I think that this is more important than we have realized because it's now into the teens. It has bypassed all the adults. The baby boomers, the millennials, and the Gen X are the ones who are now concerned because they're the ones that are going to be alive. And they're saying things right now like 20 to 50 years. And, the complete, I'm like, how can you sit there and say things like that and then turn around and sign bills that say we're going to roll back all of the restrictions for, like here in California, car emissions. We want you, stop making all these hybrids. We're going to take that away.
I have something to say about that. And I don't really want to talk about that because it's to do with Mr. Somebody that went on Stan. Oh my goodness, I have something to say about that. I'm not going to say the name. This person talked about why are we making cars so flimsy nowadays? The Tesla, we need to go back to the heavy and the big cars and everything back in the 80s. And I'm like, do you not know the reason why we make these cars is so that they can collapse on each other, so we're not going to, die. They're made in such a way that they are going to collapse accordion style so that you don't.
Yeah, so it provides a cushion.
Yes, a
cushion.
Yes.
Structural cushion and impact.
Yes.
To save the person inside, not
Yes.
save the car.
Yes, and that so-and-so was saying we need to get back to those heavy, big cars. And I'm like, really?
So as heavy as a tank is,
Right.
it's made of cobalt steel, I believe, and
Yes.
titanium. So if a bomb goes off underneath and the tank is still intact, the people still feel the impact and they die.
Right.
So the tank is
It's
still
fine.
It's fine,
Yeah,
yes.
for the most part. But yeah, since it didn't absorb any of the pack, it was transferred to the people inside.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. Did you hear that, people? That should have your mind thinking. Comment below. Let us know what you're thinking because I don't think our children should have to worry about clean air, clean food.
Our children should not be worried
Clean
about
water.
anything.
Yes.
They should be children.
someplace.
Kids
Yes.
should be kids.
Yes. And everybody's on this new unmeat kick. It's not even on our little discussion. However, I keep asking everybody, if you want a vegetarian burger, because I have lots of friends who are vegetarian, then you should buy some vegetables and make it at home. You have no idea what they're putting in to make that burger. You don't know what additives they have to put in to make it become a patty.
Okay, so I have to be upfront and honest. I have tried that Impossible Burger, and it was, hold this,
Good.
not from a regular place. It was from Burger King. I'm sorry here. I'm going to be honest. I'm a health person.
That's right.
But we needed to try it. My husband really wanted to try the Impossible Burger.
Right.
And it was impossible. It was horrible. I'm sorry. I did not like it.
It was horrible.
Well, some people may like it, but it was not that great. I mean, if you eat it with all the stuff it comes with,
Then the
then
flavors.
the flavor will be great. But
Right.
then too much, but the bun, I didn't have the bun. My son hated it. He kept saying the ratio of bun to burger is horrible. So much bun. This is awful, and complaining, and
Right.
just like, and my husband goes, well, you know, they do try and make it. If you go to like a sit-down restaurant, you're
yeah.
supposed to cut open that burger and it should ooze out like blood. They imitated that blood with like, I think vegetable juice or beet juice or something. So when you cut it, it oozes out with blood. But because it's Burger King, I'm sorry. This is my opinion. I know everyone's going to ream me about this, but that was our opinion, and I will not be getting that burger again.
Well, no, I'm glad you shared, because I haven't tried it yet, because, you know, I always think of, you know, natural, pure, and I've thought about vegetables, you know, and you can mince them up and you can, you know, make a patty. However, the you know, the fact that they put the grill lines on it,
The grill marks,
you know,
yes.
well, they do that on the one that's supposed to be beef. So now that makes me think, oh, is your beef really beef, or what
What are they making here?
what are we making here?
Yeah.
You know, Burger King back in the day, in the 80s, had, I mean, you could not drive down Deanza Boulevard without smelling it. I mean, because I worked at Apple, and I would be like, oh Lord, I was going to go get a salad, but I'm going to go get a burger. And they cooked them to order. And then at one point they stopped doing that. They started putting those grill lines and just
I remember
and then
that.
they're freezing
I
them,
remember
and
that.
then they just put them on and they run them
They
through.
used to have the commercials, right? You can go and do it your way, right?
That's right, and you could order everything that you wanted, and every burger was unique.
right.
So whenever I go to a place like that, I always order like something weird, you know, like I want mustard and, you know, tomatillo or something, anything, so that they can't just be one off the
Oh, we
assembly
had
line.
it. We had it, all of ours. No sauce whatsoever. please.
Yes, I know. We like it dry rub style. So just be aware that our children are going through it. Keep your eyes on your kids, and, you know, just be aware, because this is very interesting. This is September in California, and it's raining. You know, the weather, this is no joke. And, you know, I always tell everybody, Mama Nature is a woman, and she's not going to let human, destroy her home. So either you take care of her, or she's going to take care of us. I promise you.
Yeah,
that.
and the rain in September. We used to have those Indian
Summers.
in October,
Yeah.
and we don't have them any for the past how many years? I would say
I
like
think
10
they're
years.
I think they're coming
we
back.
haven't had it.
Because we're having, like, right now it's what, 70 something? It's 75 outside, and then Saturday it's going to hit 90, and then Sunday it's like 92, 96.
We can't even keep up with this weather. It's like it's gonna rain, and then you look at the weather forecast. No more rain. Rain. No rain.
Yes.
The weather can't make up
Yes.
its mind.
So there was a little boy that was in Tennessee, and we talked a little bit about this the last time. He's a fourth grader, and he liked football, and he liked the University of Tennessee's football team. So he took a little piece of paper and he wrote a U and a T, and he put a little pin on it and put it on his shirt, because he couldn't afford a real jersey. Well, of course, you know, the bullies were all over him. Well, the University of Tennessee has extended a full scholarship to him for the year 2032. So by the time he gets into and ready for college, he's got a full ride. All he has to do is academically be prepared.
Good for him.
Yes.
I'm
Great.
so happy.
Absolutely. So, as I'm always telling you, there has to be something that we can do, because a lot of people are, you know, taking away, let's get rid of football and let's go to soccer. And I went to another soccer game and I watched somebody else get kicked in the head. Soccer is no safer than football, hate to tell you. And I want to understand, and maybe you can help me, dear. There was a time, my uncle was football coach, baseball coach, so I was always in sports. I do not remember as much head-to-head as they do now. The young man who lives next door to me, he's only played 2 games this season, and his helmet looks like he's played the whole year, and he's the center. So he's the one keeping him off the quarterback. So I don't understand. I mean, because when we were younger, we girls and boys, we played flag football because you grab the flag, you didn't tackle.
Right.
So is it a training thing where we have to get the coaches to say, don't try and kill the person, just take them down? I mean, how did it go from being such a wonderful sports to where now when they hit people, I mean, they're getting hurt really bad. It's not like a shake it off,
First, I want to ask a question: what positions did your family members play?
They mostly played like receivers, running back, so they were the ones on the move catching the ball. So they weren't the front end. So they weren't the front line. They were mostly offense, not defense.
So that would be the big difference between a center and a receiver. I played receiver in high school, and I could leave the game and not look dirty at all.
Right, like
I
you
played the whole game.
Right.
But the center, he has contact every play, just about every play. So that would be the difference why the helmet.
Is that
so
typical
long.
then of centers to look like their helmet they've played the whole season?
They play the whole season. They played the whole game,
Right.
and just about every play is contact.
Because they're HUD
So
1, HUD 2.
The farther you get away from the ball, basically in general, the less contact there
That's
tends to
kind of
be.
scary.
Yeah.
Okay,
but
now
there's-
parents are going to have to think strong and hard about letting their kids be centers.
No, I think what we have to do is figure out, like he told me, he said, look at my helmet. His helmet has this gel padding in it. And so he can pump that up.
Mhm.
So even if the helmet gets hit, his head doesn't jostle.
Yeah.
So, and once again, we're going to run into the situation where, children in affluent areas will have better equipment than children in less affluent areas. However, I think that I love football, and it would just be so sad. And the neighbor of mine that is a high school principal, he can't even get 25 kids to play on a team because the parents are so afraid they're going to get concussions.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to take some education probably across a few generations, because I know my generation and the people that coach my generation, it is, once the whistle blows, go kill the other team.
Right.
It is very physical, and just stop short of, hurting the guy.
Right.
But it definitely is, you're putting your helmet into people's face, and that is...
And even with the new, penalties, because I remember when, back in the day, a helmet, the philosophy was if it was on you, it was up for a game. And the face mask, they used to grab those. They don't do that much now. I mean, when they do, it's very seldom, and they get caught, and that's 15 yards. But, they used to, just grab it. And even now, if the hands touch it, they immediately release.
Yeah. So in the rules have been put in place to make it safer for everybody. But the person carrying the ball, he can initiate with his helmet.
Right.
So the person tackling him, he's going to receive that. Now, the rules are for the person tackling, you have to put your shoulder down.
Right.
But the person initiating it with the ball, he can use his helmet.
Wow.
It makes it more of an offensive game, so higher scoring game. People
Right.
like higher scoring, kind of plays into that. So there is some adjustment to make it safer.
Right.
There's tactics that they use that take away the collision so much and kind of wrap the person out and roll
Right.
them down.
Right.
So those are things that are used to help make it safer.
Okay.
But then old school
Yes.
fans, they like to hear the
Oh,
clap.
yeah. Yes.
They like to hear the clap.
Yes.
A quiet game on the field, people feel kind of boring.
I remember when I became a Raider girl, we used to do the tailgate before the game in the parking lot, and it was always, and we just taunt people as they walk by, we may not win the game, we gonna win the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And the people would be like, what fight? It's like, you got to get back to your car.
Yeah.
You better hope we win today. And we never did, but it was just the fun of it. Just the fun. Well, we have had a wonderful, wonderful time. It has been a pleasure
we're
having
done
you
already?
with us. Yes.
Oh, it's
See
been
how
fun.
fast it goes? Really, really
Having
fast.
fun and time goes by quickly.
Yes, it does. So, as we close today,
Yes, as we close, thank you all so much for tuning into our chats. And thank you so much, Roger, for joining us this time.
Thank you
Yes.
for having me. It was fun.
Yes, and
Please
hopefully
come
we
back.
can get you back some other time. And we'd
Yeah.
like to get your opinions on, different subjects and things, the male's perspective.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We'll go more into that next time.
yes.
But please remember to subscribe below and hit that bell button so that you can get notification. But again, we really truly thank you. And remember
to always keep smiling.
Bye-bye now. Toodles.
Bye.